Hey Susan, just wanted to give you a quick little video tutorial on how you will pull contractors' time. If this changes, I'll let you know and I'll send you another video, but right now this is what the steps are going to be. So if you're on your home page, you would click on staff. I've narrowed it so it's just your name in this training video, but you'll be able to see all staff. I gave that permission to all of our administrative specialists and anyone working under a department head so that you guys can provide support to that department head. So you'll be able to see all of the employees and the contractors that we have within the system. But you should see up here this blue Manage Time Cards button, and that's what you're going to go to. So you don't have to pick any names from this screen. You just need to get to the staff screen and then click Manage Time Cards. So once you're on here, you'll have to narrow your view. So you're going to have to pick a pay period that you're looking at. So in this case, if you were looking at our current pay period, you would pick 531. And then you'll pick the job code of contractor, and that will narrow your view. And you can go ahead and say, generate this report. You're going to be able to see everybody that clocks in under the job code of contractor. And then you can also see all of their different statuses. So by Monday morning at 8 o'clock, if everybody has done what they're supposed to be doing, then all of your contractors will have clocked in. And obviously for this pay period, it's only the contractors that have been a part of our pilot group or extended pilot group, and also have been able to get into ICM and to access the clock in and clock out, which I know has not been the case for all of them. So obviously you're going to see a lot more come next pay period when everybody's in here, because that's something else that I'm working on this weekend. So what you should see, again, Monday morning, 8 a.m., all of your contractors should have entered all of their time. And they all should be submitted. They shouldn't be open. But I'm going to kind of take you through this in case one of your contractors don't follow the steps that they're supposed to be following. And this is the steps that I have given to all of our department directors and program directors as well for how to sort of catch some of these errors. So here is your status, and here's where you can see open, submitted, reviewed, and approved. So come Monday morning, I would say start with open and do a generate report. And that's going to give you everybody that has not submitted their time. You're going to have the ability to submit that for them. I've given you that ability solely for contractors. That's the only people that you should be editing anybody's time cards for. So I do want to caution you with that. We definitely want to narrow you to just contractors. Because you have access to this time card management, you will have access to do this for all of our other employees. But we can see who does that within our view and history, and who has submitted things and who has changed things. So we definitely want to make sure that it's just the supervisors for our employees, because that's going to help us with auditing purposes. But you have been deemed within the system basically as a supervisor for our contractors. So it's okay that you edit their time cards and that you maybe need to submit, and then you're going to review and approve if Adam and Cameo have not. I've also, you know, if you gave me that spreadsheet with everybody that they should be answering to, and HR kind of gave me their list of supervisors as well. So I'm not sure exactly how that works within support services for contractors. If you want to be the one that does the review and the approval process for contractors, I would suggest that you please verify that with George, and that you work that out with your program directors, with Adam and Cameo, and make sure that they're not also doing it. The way that the system was built was that the program director within support services would be the one to review and approve, but I'm not going to tell you guys how to run your department. So however it is that you guys think would be best for this current time period while we still have contractors, I leave that up to your guys' judgment. So initially, you know, after 8 a.m. on payroll Monday, you should be coming in here, pulling the status of open and seeing, you know, what contractors are your quote unquote problem contractors, and they did not properly submit their time. And in order to move the payroll process along, you have the ability to go ahead and submit it for them. So I'm going to tell you the same thing. If you are the one that's checking this and it's not Adam or Cameo, because they have already received training on this, I will tell you that if you're constantly submitting for these contractors and you're adding time or you're editing time and you're catching issues, if you don't follow up with them to let them know that they made a mistake and this can't happen in the future, then you're going to be constantly doing this for them. So I would definitely follow up with anybody that does not properly submit their time. Anybody who has any missing time, like this one, looks like started 5:28, didn't clock out. Today's 5:30, so we definitely should have a clock out date and time for that person. So if you're making any edits, if you're adding time because somebody forgot at the last minute and they contact you, or if they did not properly submit their time card, please follow up with them. And however you guys normally do, you know, your kind of supervisory follow up with contractors. I know we're technically not supervising them, but there needs to be some kind of follow up if they're not doing what they're supposed to be doing. Okay. So you can come in and you can fix this, and once this status is on submit, and then you would come here and say, okay, show me all of my submitted ones, and you'd go through this whole thing. So this is what it should look like. I mean, everybody come 8 a.m. on payroll Monday, all of the status should be submitted, and you should see, you know, clock in and clock out dates and times for everybody. You should be looking at this duration, making sure that that makes sense and it doesn't look like somebody was on the clock for like 23 hours or something. You want to make sure that they properly picked the person in here, because that needs to match up for auditing purposes. And so if everything's good with submit it, then you can go ahead and you can move on and you can say, take me to the next step. Probably don't have any in here because I don't think anybody did anything, but after payroll Monday, everything should be reviewed, and then you would go through and say, okay, show me all of my approved ones. And it looked like there was somebody that was approved in here. Yeah, so somebody went in and approved. And then, so by the end, by the time you get to this status of approved, you should see all of your time cards down here. So once all of your time cards are approved, you can go ahead and select to download. You don't want to export. That's something that Fawanda uses for exporting payroll, and it's not going to give you the information that you need for contractors because it's not formatted for contractors, because it doesn't need to go through our entire payroll process. So what you want to do is a download, and once you click this download, it's going to give you an Excel spreadsheet. So I want to share this with you. There we go. And this is what it's going to come out to. It's going to have all of the staff's names here, clock in date and time, clock out date and time, the duration. What's missing for some odd reason right now for contractors only, because it works for all of my other reports, is the person that this person worked with. So it should say support services / personal supports, and then it will have the person's name. ICM's already working on that, so they should have that done for this pay period, for the pay period ending 5/31. They should be able to have that done Monday or Tuesday for us. So that is in the works. For job code, you should see contractor all the way down, because that's, you know, that's the only people that you should be looking at. And if you followed all the steps, then the status for everybody should be approved. Okay. Because it's in Excel, you'll have the ability to sort it any way that you want through data sorter. If you didn't like having everybody on one spreadsheet, you can split that up if you want it to. If you wanted the clock in dates and times in a different order, you can sort it that way. However it is that you want to do it, I think that it's helpful to keep it in Excel so that you have that ability. What ICM is also working on for us is making this a little more official. I don't like that it just exports into a spreadsheet that's not very official looking. So in the future, they'll be adding a header for us that'll have, like the ICM logo and the Bella McCree logo and all that lovely stuff. But you will still be able to do any sorting or anything that you need to do to make your job easier. So if there's anything else that you need, please let me know, and I can get on ICM to start the development process for that. But again, the names are coming, should be coming this pay period. Okay. If you have any questions, let me know. Thanks.